The following is paid for by Bomber Productions.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you 2013 Bleed Green Fantasy Football. We're back live, better than ever. Another year in the books, and another champion was crowned. Yours, the Gap City Cougars. You just gotta love it. Your commish, your Cougar, your champion. The 3 C's, very valuable. Lesson we all might want to think about. Got my championship rings on here. The blue would be for '07. The orange would be there for 2012. Yes, and I have in the hot seat tonight, wearing the swoop mask I got, the Bustleton Memorial Trophy itself. And we have had some bonding experiences this year. And I mean, oh man, that run, it was dominant. Dominant would be the word I'd probably, if I had to sum it up in one word, I mean, it was just dominant. I mean, 2012 belonged to the Gap City Cougars. We had the best offense, we had the most points, the most wins, best record. I mean, the list goes on and on, but I think you get the point. You know, we won like almost every game ball, not to mention Joe shaving his face. Props to living up to your end of the bargain. That race was over in about week 4. Kind of right around the time when I hosed you for Doug Martin. You fucking clown. I mean, you just gotta love it. Keith, shout out to Keith for not keeping AP and and all you idiots who let me take him in the middle of the second round. Love it, loved it. Brady, gave me Brady. That was just, you know, the icing on the cake once he came to the helm of the Cougars offense. I mean, we never looked back. We really never looked back. It was just dominant, you know. Mike, the Chum Fiesta, I want to thank you for choking in the playoffs. I spotted you like 40 in the week 1 matchup, and I think I beat you by like 60. Just very proud of the season, you know. I learned a lot of what I know right here at the Fantasy Football Bible. You can check that out on bleedgreen.com. You can also, bleedgreen.com, you can get yourself one of these Gap Cougar game-worn jerseys. This one was from the '07 season. That's why it's got the number 7 on it. And that was just a magical run, you know, in a year of win and be commish when, you know, everything was on the line. And I took that down, obviously. That's why I'm here. That's why you guys all love me. The 3 C's, the Cougars, the commish, and the champion. 2-time. So we got the Bustleton. Me and the bus, we have bonded this year, man. We have bonded. I mean, slept together. You know, a few moments that I probably can't talk about on TV. They might not be rated for some of those out there with PG-13, but I'll tell you what, man. When I would put the jersey on Sundays, I mean, it's like a new man, you know. It was just, it was a special moment. Yeah, it really was. And I'd be surprised if after I win again this year that you guys just don't kick me out of the league. I mean, you know, I just wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's just, I clearly just dominate the league year after year. 2 championships in 6 years. I mean, those fucking numbers are impeccable. You know, you just can't beat it. I own 33% of the league's trophies. I mean, it's insane. You know, and being a winner changes a man. I mean, this was a tough offseason. All the banquets I had to do, the speeches. I mean, when you win something many of you don't know what it's like. I mean, T-Bone, you've never made the playoffs. You came close. You came close twice. Never made the playoffs. Toomey, you're new to the league. Brad, you're new. You guys won't see the playoffs for a couple of years. I mean, it takes years to build a championship roster, which is what I did for the 2012 season. And, you know, a couple guys I mean, obviously I got to let a couple of you guys win. You know, I want you to come back, you know, and make sure, you know, keep the league going. But, you know, and some of those, you know, to be named, you know, would be the Joe, the Bears, and the Chum, the Hawks, and and Keith. They all know what it's like to be on the beach of champions, to sit at that table of championship quality. You guys know. So you guys can understand. Ryan, I don't think you would understand if we had a second place table, like a little kids table on the side. Everybody has for Thanksgiving, where you put all the little guys you don't really care about, the second place, the runner-ups. You would be there. You'd be head of that table. You would. But now that I'm on top, it's all about winning. And the 2013 season, I'd like to focus on going back to back to prove it's not a fluke. I had a lot of naysayers about the 07 season, and I had to prove them wrong. So here I am. I'm going to prove you guys wrong again. Become champion again, back to back. It'll be 3. It'll be the dynasty, and it will be complete. And I mean, that will be the 4th C we'll be talking about next year. The 4 C's. I just think a lot of people take this thing a little too lightly. Like, oh, hey, it's just friendly. Like, we're just going to kick back and play some fantasy football. Ha ha. This is all business. And that's what I focused on 2012, and that's what I'm bringing in 2013. Smack talk, higher levels, people. Better bring your A game. We got Corcoran back this year because clearly Josh was just a total bust and a total bum. So we need you. We need you to step up the smack talk. Guys got to get in on the hot seat. I can't bring my trophy in every week. I mean, I can only do this so many times. But, when you put in the hours and you do the work, you get the payoff. And that's what happened. The Doug Martin deal I hosed Joe for, like I said, Brady, AP, I mean, we were just insane. Fantasy Football Bibles, where I got all my knowledge from. You can get that on bleedgreen.com as well. But, and then there's certain things you just can't teach. You can't teach to be a champion. That's not something that's in the school books. I mean, this is something you got to work at behind the scenes. Hard work. Hard work. I've heard many of you guys measure your dicks in inches, but I actually prefer to measure it with the Bustleton Memorial Trophy. And I'm about 2 trophies long, shall we? Gentlemen, and I have a few notes here. I did want to introduce you to the rings. You guys can kiss them. 07 and 12, we got the rings on. The blue and orange pride. And the dominance, we talked about the dominance all year. I mean, I could just sit here and talk about it again, but when it happens again in 2013 and the deal is complete, we'll be back right here, same time, next year, Thursday. I'll be talking about the same thing, the same old thing. And a place you'll never find me in will be right here in the old toilet bowl that we find Mike in every year. And Keith was in there last year. But, you look at the draft, clearly Joe was a bust, taking all kinds of Bills players, just fucked it all up. I mean, he's a clown. He's a clown. And, I mean, when you're a clown, there's no time for fucking around when you're a clown. And he just won't last just because of it. I mean, it's just, 1 + 1 is 2 sometimes. You got to keep it simple. I just want to, I'll conclude now. I won't keep you guys up too long. We got a game coming up. I hope you set your lineups, get focused. It's going to be hard. The Cougars had to part ways with much of the team from last year. You can't keep all-stars every year. But I'm sure I'll find them this year. I'm not too worried. I mean, my competition isn't very competitive. So we'll be looking to the playoffs, probably face the Hawks in the first round. That's what we're looking at. I think Toomey to be a spoiler in that white-collar division. Look for the Toominators to get involved, make a deep run. I really think they can take down, I think they might go to the finals out of that division. He had an excellent draft. He talked about getting hosed, but he had some tough picks, but man, he made the best of it, unlike Joe, who clearly just tanked the draft. Keith, I mean, you're an idiot. Bone, dumber, I mean, what was he thinking? Whoops. And then Brad, I'd like to thank you for giving me all your picks and keepers for Doug Martin. Hey, I mean, Doug Martin's a great player. We all love Doug Martin here in Gap City. But, times are tough. We got to move on. we got more championships to win. So, you know, good luck. I mean, in 2014, because you clearly have no chance this year. Ryan, best shot, second place, buddy. Good luck. Anybody else I might have missed? I don't really care because you're probably non-existent anyway. So there you have it, people. 2013 season is upon us. Thursday Night Football kicks off tonight, live from Denver. Bring it, bitches. Good night. Your champ, your commish.